Well, thank you very much to the Senate Economics Legislation Committee for inviting us to discuss the news media bargaining law. We appreciate this opportunity to speak with you. And given it's our first parliamentary engagement in 2021, can I take the opportunity to wish you a happy new year? I want to begin by making Facebook's position on the news industry very clear. Like elsewhere in the world, we are keen to strike commercial deals with many Australian news publishers, which will substantially increase investment in the news ecosystem and in journalism. Our experience and contention is that commercial agreements are the best way to improve collaboration between platforms and publishers. They can help drive innovation that improves the sustainability of the Australian news industry. However, the draft news bargaining law, as it stands, prevents us from being able to reach viable agreements. And therefore, rather than increasing investment in news and journalism, it will have the opposite effect. Throughout the policy development process leading up to today, we've supported having a balanced smart code to provide a framework for relationships between digital platforms and news publishers. I'm afraid this draft way is a long way from that. And it's clear from other submissions to the committee that many independent experts and organizations agree with us. The law would compel us to enter into agreements with all news publishers in Australia without any regard to the true commercial value for our business. It gives publishers near complete control of these negotiations and will encourage unreasonable behavior like ambit claims and bargaining in non-commercial ways. The likely outcomes for us are entirely uncapped and unknowable. It's highly prescriptive micro-regulation that seeks to control almost every interaction Facebook would have with news publishers, and it's accompanied by very heavy penalties. There is no other law like it in Australia. Now, we recognize changes were made to the law as proposed by the ACCC. However, the draft still fundamentally fails to acknowledge the commercial and technical realities of how publishers use Facebook and the value we provide to them. So Facebook operates an open platform where publishers voluntarily choose to post their content if they want to. They then receive enormous benefits from putting their content on Facebook, including referral traffic, customized products, and access to audiences. We estimate the economic value of referral traffic alone for Australian publishers from January to November last year was $394 million. And Facebook doesn't generate any meaningful revenue from news content. So the deterrent effect of this law on investment in the Australian news industry should concern the committee. In Facebook's case, as the law has continued to be discussed, we've moved forward with product launches and investments in news elsewhere in the world. Facebook News is launching in the UK this month, and it will be the first country to receive the product outside the US instead of Australia. It's also going to be expanded to France and Germany this year. Now, we're not the only ones with concerns about this law. The United States government described it as a departure from broadly accepted competition principles and suggests more study and input is needed to examine the markets here. Atlassian points out that in light of this law, and I quote, businesses considering Australia for further investment may not only note the heavy-handed nature of this law, but fear the uncertainty of future regulations yet to come. And for Tim Berners-Lee said this precedent set by the law could make the web unworkable around the world. So finally, in light of our and others' concerns, we hope there remains willingness to make the law workable. In that spirit, we're pleased to appear before the committee today and are happy to answer your questions. Thank you, Chair.